Welcome to the new Grant Management System Phase 1 training. The purpose of the Phase 1 training is to show you how to log into the new Grant Management System and access the electronic copy of your participation agreement, upload the required documentation, and formally accept the HPP 2013-2014 grant for your facility or provider. All of you should have already received a hard copy of your agreement via certified mail. You are still required to mail the original signed agreement and supporting documentation to our office in Baton Rouge by February 7th. Additionally, we do expect you to complete this electronic process. This process should be very simple. You first must use your individual account information to access the portal, not a generic facility or provider account. Also, it is critical that you have the Microsoft Silverlight plugin installed on your computer. If you run into issues, please feel free to call the LHA office, Henry Yenny with DHH, or the Learn Communications office. Your internal IT support may be able to assist you as well. You will access the ESF8 portal by logging into lhaonline.org. At the bottom of the page, you will see a link for the ESF8 portal. Do not use the Louisiana Grant Management System link. Once logged in, you will see New Grant Management System under your single sign-on family. Click New Grant Management System. A new tab will open up. Most of you will only see one, maybe two facilities listed. For today's training, I'm going to go to the bottom and retrieve my information by clicking on Agreement Document. On this page, we have two things going on. We've got our agreement document, and then we've got directions to our supporting document. As you can see in this section, there are 3 documents that are required to be uploaded before you can proceed. It's the facility contact form, the signed facility acceptance page, and the budget proposal. The signed facility acceptance page will be retrieved by opening up your agreement document. Keep in mind that agreement documents probably need to be saved onto your computer as you're going to print them off, have them signed, and re-upload them into the system. This document should be familiar to those of you who have participated in the past. Make sure that the information filled in on the first page is accurate. Scroll through the document and take notice that this year we are not using what we called deliverables in the past to help guide you in deciding how you would spend your grant funds. This year we are referring to Capability Planning Guidelines, or CPGs, to help your facility identify allowable expenditures. You can review each CPG in your agreement for spending suggestions. Next, you will move toward the bottom of the document. There will be an electronic approval page, which we ask that you leave blank and do not worry about. The very next page, however, is your required facility acceptance page. Print this page, have your CEO fill it out, and sign it. Notice in the box at the bottom, there is a reminder for the deadline to have this document returned to us in its entirety along with the additional documentation as mentioned earlier. You will notice the 4th item listed. We are requesting a formal letter if there has been a change in administration, as in your CEO, admin, or director, that will be signing off on these items at your facility, or if the CEO, director listed at the top of the document is incorrect. Back on this screen, you have already downloaded your signed facility acceptance page from within your participation agreement. But now you need to retrieve your budget proposal form along with your facility contact form. To retrieve these documents, click on Directions. A new tab will open up with some additional documentation. Here you will want to open and save both attachment F and G. Fill these forms out, print, and have them signed. Then scan and save them back to your computer for upload. Another document you will see, which I encourage you to utilize, is a sample budget proposal. Here we will now upload our 3 documents. You will see the document titles appear in this column once they are uploaded. Now you will go under the Approval section. Click Accept and scroll to either top or bottom of the page and click Save. Now, if your facility decides that you do not want to participate for whatever reason, you will go back to the Directions tab, download the declination form, To print and have signed, upload it in the Documents section and proceed with declining. The system will not let you save if you are declining and do not upload this required signed declination form. Essentially, all of your work is done at this point. I do, however, want to show you a couple more features. At the top right, you have 3 buttons. The first is simply your grant detail page, which is insignificant to you at this point, other than it's just another display of your grant details. Ignore the invoice button for now. We will get to that in Phase 2 training. The comments button may be very useful for a lot of you. It's a way to communicate with LHA grant staff regarding any questions or concerns. This way, you do not need to go and open up an email. The message will be sent directly to our email. One final item I'd like to show you is the Reports feature. This will essentially compile all of your documentation into one zipped folder for you to store on your computer for retaining electronic copies of grant documents for your facility or organization, something we encourage you all to do. Here, you will click on the Participation Agreement section. Since this is our first year using this new system, you will only have this year's information. Click 2013-2014, then Initial Allocation, select your region and then your hospital, and then click Generate Report. It will either auto-save or prompt you to save. It is a zipped folder because of its size, but like I said, it is everything you've uploaded into one document. I suggest waiting until we finish with all phases of the electronic grant documentation, like getting your invoice copies and proof of payments into the system before running your report. But I figured I'd show you this feature now in case you need to quickly access everything up to this point. This concludes Phase 1 training. Please feel free to contact LHA grant staff or your DRCs with any questions or concerns that may arise. We will gladly assist you. And remember, our deadline for electronic and hard copies of agreement documentation is February 7th.